When you people were talking about it, they were listening to us and they were revealing that we exist and we slowly so anyway, these two sentences were related to that fire. The main sentence that I wanted to tell, yesterday a lady came on the stream who was telling about a girl who committed suicide or how she died. I don't know, but I also have a similar incident which is quite mysterious and quite disturbing, but I will not say that it is very paranormal or a demon, so basically it is an incident from my childhood, and in my childhood too, used to go to Peshawar when I was about 15 to 16 years old. I used to stay at my aunt's house in Peshawar during vacations. Her son, my cousin, used to go there for tuitions. There was a school near his house. It was a government school. It was a big school. People used to get accommodation in that school. There was a math teacher in that school who knew maths, chemistry, and physics very well. He got accommodation inside the school, and he used to teach there. Me, my cousin, and many other children used to come there to study from him. He was quite famous because he was very good at maths, so we used to go and study from him. When I used to come during vacations, my cousin also used to go. We saw a lot of weird things in his house. First, I will give you his background. Basically, the teacher himself was quite old. He must have been above 60, and one of his legs was not working. He used to walk holding a stick, and he had a wife and a younger daughter who was about 10 years old at that time. He had a son who was about 16 to 17 years old and was disabled. Both his legs worked, and he could not even speak properly, and his hands were also a little deficient, and he had an elder daughter who was much older than us and was 23 to 24 years old at that time, and all three of them lived in his house. Basically, the story is about his elder daughter, but I will come to her later. He had many other daughters, S2, 5 or 6. They were married, so only 3 children lived in his house. So one day, he had a dog in his house. It was a big, white bulldog and a beautiful dog of a very good breed. So one day, I and my cousin used to come to take tuitions as a part of our daily routine. When we came, we saw that basically there were rooms outside his house. It was not a house, but inside the school. There are rooms like this. There is blood everywhere outside their room. And the head of the dog is lying there, the severed head of that white dog. And the teacher whose leg was damaged and his wife, both of them are cleaning that place with blood. So I got scared after seeing it, and I stood there, watching what is happening. So my teacher called me and said, "Come, what happened? It has to be done." I went there. Now when I went inside the tuition place where I used to study, I saw that the skin of that dog was put on their son who was a laborer. That means they have put the skin of that dog on their son. That was a strange thing for us, and we found it quite weird. We found it very strange that what kind of people are these, that they have their own pet dog, and it was a completely pet dog, and we were not even afraid of it. It was a well-trained dog of a good breed. They killed it and put that skin on the child. Its solution is put on it. Well, we took our tuitions and went back home. When we told our family, Kalu told us that it is a very common practice in Peshawar and in villages, etc., that they put the skin of any animal on the children. They make them wear it. I don't know if it does any healing or what, but if it has any protection or if they practice this. And Karu also said that he had never heard of it with dogs. You should do it with your pet dog like this. So it was a very strange thing. So we ignored it and continued going to tuition. So one day when we went to tuition, his younger daughter, who was 10 years old, was crying, and basically his younger daughter had kept pigeons, and those pigeons were very nice. They used to play with us also. They used to eat and drink food from our hands. So we asked her, "Why are you crying?" So she says that my father cooked and ate my pigeons. He ate them by cutting them into pieces. So we said, "How is it that he ate your pigeons by cutting them into pieces?" So her mother scolds her daughter and tells her to keep quiet and we will bring you more pigeons. Nothing happens, guess. They ate it. So really, her father devoured the pigeon and ate it. And at that time, we did not even know whether the pigeon was halal or haram, what it was. And we were quite surprised that these were the pigeons of the girl. If you had to eat the pigeon, someone else could have eaten it. You picked up the pigeon and there were 2 grains in it. You ate both of them. The girl was crying. Anyway, we ignored that too. What else could we do? And many strange things used to happen in their house. They were quite mysterious people, but we did not understand so many things at that time. Well, now I will tell you the story of his daughter. His daughter, who was 23 to 24 years old, was divorced. And she also had 2 children, and both the children were twins. And I mean they were very young. I think they were 2 years old at that time. So something used to happen to that girl. There were some effects on her. She would suddenly start abusing. She would start picking up things and hitting them. Her voice would become very hoarse. And sometimes she would spit on someone. Sometimes she would throw a glass on someone. Sometimes a plate. She would pull her mother's hair. She would hit her younger sister. Quite often she used to do such things, and this one, who was her mother, and this one, who was our teacher, used to catch her. And they used to make her read some ayatul kursi, etc., and verses, etc., on her and lock her in the room. And then our holiday used to be on Thursday, and the reason we used to have holiday on Thursday was that on Thursday our teacher and her mother, in fact, the whole family used to go in the car taking their daughter to some pier, to some fakir, to some shrine, etc., because she was undergoing some spiritual treatment. So anyway, we continued the tuition and we kept seeing all these things. So now Ramadan was about to come, and the day Ramadan starts means the day on which Taraweeh starts. One day before that night, and it is announced in the mosque that so-and-so's daughter has died so at this time. Namaz Janazah. So she was the same girl who was our teacher's daughter until one day before everything was set, as is normal. And the next day she died. So my uncle said, "Let's go." Then he took me and my son for the funeral prayers, and her dead body was very bad. No one should say anything now, and I will not define what it was. I don't think it is a good thing to treat someone's death in this way. But I will just tell you that she was not normal, and everyone saw that she was not normal. Then what happens to her is that everything, like the funeral prayers, etc., is done. She is buried. All that is over. And from the next day, Ramadan starts. So we also went to their house for our tuition. My uncle did not go, but my uncle and his cousin went, but they were not at home. Well, the next day, when Ramzan came and Taraweeh started at night, me, my cousin and Kalu went to Taraweeh. And when Taraweeh was over and everything was done, at the end we met the Imam of the mosque, and my uncle asked him, "Where did these people go?" Yesterday we read the funeral, and after the burial I went to their house in the evening. There was no one at home. Do you know where they went? So he said, "No, even I don't know where they have gone. We don't know, maybe they have gone to some village or something." So in this way, the topic came to the death, and my uncle asked, "Do you know what was the reason for the death? What was it?" So the Maulvi, then the Mufti, who was he? Imam Sahab, said that this girl was pregnant, and there were some effects of this, and the effects came on him because his father, who was our teacher, used to do some practice. because he was not able to have a son for many years. Daughters were being born and no son was being born. So when the son was born, he was also born crippled. So he used to do this practice to correct his son, and he took his son to saints, and when there was no effect, he himself started doing black magic, etc., and used it to treat his son. And he also turned to Imam Sahab, and Imam Sahab had clearly told him that what you are doing is haram, so don't do it. But he did not stop, and he kept doing it, and the effect of what he was doing turned out to be the opposite, and its effect was so bad that it started affecting his daughter. His daughter got divorced, and the creatures had actually cast a spell on this daughter at the time when this person had started the magic to cure his son. At that time, his daughter was getting married. So, those effects were passed on to this girl because the magic backfired and something happened. And those jinnots abused that girl. Now, what kind of abuse I am talking about, you can understand it yourself. They abused her to such an extent that they tortured her to such an extent that the girl herself went mad, and it means that the effects on her were different. She had a different mental problem. After her marriage, she got divorced. Her children were also affected, and in this way, all her work was ruined. Well, now we don't know how much truth did that Imam Sahab tell, and how much lie did he tell. But we definitely saw with our own eyes that she had some issues and a lot of unhealthy activities were going on in their house. After that, the school management threw them out of their house. They were thrown out of the school. Their accommodation was taken away from them. Where did these people go after that? No one knows where they are now. After that, we did not hear any story from them. What happened to them? So this is the only story in the story. So this is the only story in the story music actually, in 2010 or 2011. I was in the command and control center of CDG, which was being operated by GCS Private Limited. So what happened was that, suddenly, at 3 o'clock in the night, I started getting calls. I was on duty at that time, but my technical team had told me that the cameras, etc., this signal-free corridor from your soldier bazaar to all the way tower, they were going to clean those cameras. Sorry, they were going. At that time, sorry, I got a lot of calls from them at around 3 o'clock in the night, and I was not in my room at that time. I was in the technician's room, but the technicians were busy cleaning the cameras. Now, I could not get that call. Then the CCTV cameras team came, and they started banging on the door loudly. So I opened the door again, because I was awake at that time. I was sleeping in the technician room, but I was on duty. Anyway, it was nighttime at that time. It was 3 o'clock in the night. As I told you, they tell me that when I talked to my technician on the call, he said that, brother, we cannot work in Soldier Bazaar at this time. Whatever work has to be done, it can be done tomorrow afternoon or in the morning. It cannot be done now. Well, I said okay, but then I asked, why are you saying that, brother? There is a problem there, and maybe it might have come in the footage. Like this. When the boy said this, I said, okay friend, I will go and check it. So the footage that I checked in the CCTV surveillance room showed that as soon as my team reached our side of Soldier Bazaar, they put up a ladder and then they started cleaning the camera, and then a boy got down from the car to drink water. He saw it and started screaming. That boy looked at the ladder and he also immediately turned around and put up the ladder, and then after that, the driver started the car and ran away. So the footage that came was of them running away. Then the next scene that was shown in it showed that a white thing was following them slowly. Okay, right. And when they saw the feet of my technician, he told, after reaching the office, that brother, his feet were like human feet. She had legs like an animal or a cow, but from Above she was a girl, but the whole thing was white like light, right? So I also said that what could be the possibility of such a thing, because someone who is making a living from the same path goes to the next story. How are you? The story is that Munich, in our group, about half of the boys who were very close friends were musicians. The musicians were like this. Someone was a drummer, someone was a guitarist, and someone was a lead vocalist. In this way, we used to study in a college, and we became friends like this because we had a hobby of meeting someone somewhere. Someone met at a jam. Someone met at a school concert. Someone met at a college concert. We had a complete group. We did not have a band, but one friend used to perform with some other band as well. He used to perform with us as well. So, we had a total group. We used to study in a college, and in that college, there was a girls' branch of that college. That girls' branch was also on the same road on which our college was located. So whenever there was any event, obviously that event would take place. Then there would be a combine, and the girls would also perform in it. The boys would also perform. From there, we met a girl from the girls' branch of our college. I will not mention her name. That girl was a singer. She was a vocalist, and she did not know how to play the guitar, etc. But obviously, she was interested in me forming my own band, and in this way, she would be my guitarist. She had a lovely voice. She sang very well, and she was the only daughter of her parents, and her house was also around here. Anyway, I started talking to her. I did not start talking to her. I started talking to my friends, and their coming and going became a band. She was obviously alone at home, so she used to call everyone over to her house. I think her mother was also so ill at that time that she could hardly get up from bed, and I don't know her father's condition at that time, when these new friends were made. I will tell you the incident after that. Right now, I am just giving you an introduction to them. Anyway, these people started going. There used to be a daily jam at her place. There used to be a daily jam, and these people keep jamming there the whole night. Then they are doing concerts. He moved away from his college to some other college. They are going somewhere. They are going to some school. Now what happened is that they formed a band. For that band, one of the boys said that we need to be more professional, so we hired a teacher who can guide us as well as possible. Now the teacher who guided them, I had met him about 5, 6, 7 years ago, and I didn't even know his name. I had met him 2, 3 times. I used to praise him a lot, that what an amazing guitarist he is. I mean, what a great thing he is. Anyway, they got that teacher. Now that teacher came. He came and told me that we have found that guy so and so, and really, the way you used to tell, he is even better than that. Well, anyway, they got a teacher. That teacher used to come and teach them, tell them everything. They formed a band. He came and started telling me some things, that there is this issue with his father. Sometimes it feels like this in his house. Once we were jamming at his house at night. We were watching a movie together. While watching the movie, we made noodles and also made some halwa for dessert. We made something like this or something like that. So he told me that his kitchen was there. I will give you a little map of his house. As soon as we entered, there was a gate in front, and on the left side, there was a gate of the drawing room. There was a small lounge next to the drawing room. The TV lounge had a partition. The partition was done so that because they used to jam in the drawing room, it was soundproofed so that the sound does not go outside. So they were sitting in the drawing room, right in front of the drawing room, from where there was a way to exit the drawing room, inside the house, so the kitchen was in front. He said, we will make some sweet. The same girl made the sweet and she came inside after making it. No, sorry. She went to take a bath, or to change something like that. I don't remember properly because she has told me this. Now whatever I will tell you further, it happened in front of my eyes. Anyway, she said that when she came after getting ready and changing her clothes, she saw that more than half of the halwa was finished in the kitchen. Now, according to her, we also did not go to the kitchen. Obviously, she was not there, so why would we go to her kitchen? And she further said that you ate like this, so we said we did not eat. So she dismissed the matter because she already knew these things. Well, such small incidents did not happen with them. I mean, if someone is sitting alone at night, because often while lying down at night, they used to say that friend come at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. So when someone used to reach early, he would obviously sit in the drawing room and wait for other people to come, and in the meantime, when that girl goes inside to her parents or goes to the washroom, they used to say that something is wrong because someone knocks on the wooden partition. Some sound of footsteps is heard. It seems as if someone is peeping from there. So these people used to note such small things after that it happened that her father died. There was a car accident. Sorry, no death. There was a car accident, and in that, both the legs of that poor man got paralyzed. After that, he also could not walk. Now the mother could walk, but mostly she also used to remain on bed rest. Father became completely paralyzed. He could not walk, and after some time, her father also died. Well, now this story started to unfold. After the death of her father, now slowly they had to do it one by one. The 14th of August was coming, and I don't remember the year, but something happened like 15, 14, 16. But I don't remember the year properly. The 14th of August was coming. They had to record a song on the 14th of August. Irehi Haki Shahidan was a song from Coke Studio at that time. They needed a lot of singers in it who were playing different parts. The way it was done in Coke Studio. So we used to play snooker a lot in those days. So these friends of mine came to the snooker club. They said, "Friend, you have to come with us in this way." I also used to sing. I was also a guitarist, and I was also the lead singer. At that time, I said, okay, let's see what the plan is. So I went there with them. They also liked the things. I also liked it. There were other people and some other girls from the same college who were classmates, and that girl had brought them. Anyway, we recorded it in the studio, and that's how it was done. Now during that recording, I also became good friends with her. Now what that girl did after that was that she would call me. She used to call like this, "Come to my house. Let's play the guitar, do this or that." Now I also went. Well, many times I also noticed that she had not called anyone else. Only I had come. Or even if someone came, he would come after a long time. So I used to think that the person should call only when he has to come. So anyway, I also started noticing those things, that even if I am sitting in the drawing room of her house after Maghrib in the evening, then when she is going in and out, then obviously her parents are ill. Sorry, her mother was ill. I am telling you the story of her father after his father's death. Her mother was ill, so her mother used to call. She used to go. In such a long time, it feels like someone is knocking. Someone is peeping. Now, when I am playing the guitar, its sound used to be louder. In the middle of that sound, it seemed as if someone called out, or someone clapped, or someone snapped their fingers. Small things like this used to happen. Well, now his father died. Now what did they do? His father and mother did not get along. I don't know if this is true or not. I heard this from these people because I had never met his father. I became friends with him after his death. His father and mother did not get along, and his father had some friends who were non-Muslims, and they practiced some kind of black magic, etc. So his father used to go to them a lot, and obviously later he told us. He himself told that yes, he used to get it done and used to do it in this way and only for the household matters, and now I don't know whether he used to get it done to set the household matters right or to spoil it. So my father's death also happened because of the same things. The same things later troubled my father, and she was angry with him and whatever those matters were. Well, we used to hear this story and say, what nonsense is this? She seems to be a patient of depression, so she makes up stories from her side. Well, all this kept happening, and then one day we made a plan to go to Swek Lake. Swek Lake is near Kaler Kahar, so it was a one-day trip in which we were 3 boys, and there was this girl, and one was this girl's friend from college, but she was not a musician. We did not know her. The rest of the boys knew her from before. I did not know her. She also came. We sat in a car and left. Now, before leaving, it so happened that we had to leave after Fajr, or before Fajr, I think. So now she told me that you have told this time to come home. And he had a car too. At that time, none of us had a car, so we had to go in his car, which was his father's car. So now, I packed all my stuff and reached on my bike, went to his house and called him. He opened the door, made me sit in the drawing room, and then again in the drawing room. He said, "Okay, I am ready now. I am coming after taking a quick bath." Now, in the time it took Minaj Bhai to come after taking a bath, I will tell you about the incidents that I saw with my own eyes. I was sitting down in the drawing room. I was not sitting on the sofa. I was sitting down. I was sitting down leaning against that wooden partition. I was plucking the guitar slowly. I was not playing too loudly. I was just plucking slowly. And someone knocked hard on that wooden wall behind me, and it was knocked so hard that I felt it on my waist. I thought she was teasing me. I put down the guitar. I said, "Friend, don't tease me, and you are doing something very wrong. You are scaring a very wrong person. I am not scared. It is that so-and-so. Come out quietly." Saying this, I started playing the guitar again. Then someone hit that wooden box from behind. In a way, one does not open one's full hand and hit with one's claws. Then, it happened. That door was made of hers. I opened the door. There was no one there. I even peeped a little outside from the lounge. I could see her mother. There was no room in front. Her mother was lying down, and I kept watching for 1.5 minutes. Kept watching, thinking that if this happened, then obviously someone would talk to her mother, or there would be some noise or something. There was no sound. I got to know that she really went to take a bath. Maybe it was good that I started getting very scared. The time was such, and I started calling other friends that you guys should come soon. They were saying that we are coming in a little while. Anyway, I went and sat in the drawing room again. This time I sat on the sofa, Mirage also. His sofas were big. Now how do I tell you? They were very soft, and they were a little full. That means if someone puts his hands and legs on them, they go inside completely. Those were the kind of sofas. I was sitting on the left side seat of a 3-seater sofa. The middle and right side were empty. The one on the right side, Mirage, also slowly started sinking a little. And obviously, when you are sitting alone in such silence at night, then the sound of the sofa sinking also comes. A little sound started coming. I stood up. Now I could not go out even after standing. Its street was also very dark. I have also refrained from going out, and its upper portion was also empty. There was a strange fear in seeing the upper portion. I refrained from going out. I also refrained from going inside, and I could not stay in the drawing room also. I did not understand what should I do. So in this time, I must have spent about 4 to 5 minutes taking the name of Allah. Then she came inside. Now, as soon as she came inside, I was completely shaken. Well, what did she do? She came inside and there was a stool lying next to her. So she sat on that stool and she had her shoes in her hand, which she had to wear before leaving. She kept those shoes down, and after keeping them down, she started wearing them. Now, when she started wearing them, her hair was wet. When she bent, those hair came forward on her face. Now when I am talking to her and telling her that whatever you say here, I also feel it. So earlier I used to understand only the story, but now I also don't want to come alone at night. I have decided that at least 2 or 3 people will come. Now, when she was tying the laces of her shoes, or was wearing shoes at that time, she was tying the laces. I don't remember. When she looked up at me, she had all those wet hair on her face and her eyes. Minaj, by her eyes were big anyway, and so big. Her complexion was so pale that I became silent in the middle of the conversation. I said, maybe I am also not allowed to speak here. So now, when the rest of the people come, then only this matter will be seen. I kept quiet and kept reading Ayatel on the chair, and I kept my eyes down. I felt at that time that maybe there is something inside her too. Maybe I am thinking wrong at that time, but maybe I was scared and she seemed so terrifying at that time that I got scared. But then this scene happened. We went to Swake Lake. We came back from Swake Lake, and what happened after coming back was that one day she told all our friends that whatever books my father's friends used to give him to read, I still have all of them with me. So now I feel that these things bother me a lot at home, and she used to tell me that at that time there used to be load shedding in Lahore. I used to sit at home, so obviously our routine at that time was such that we used to stay awake the whole night. We used to sleep only after reading Fajr. So I used to get her calls at night, and this is the call. It is not that we talked for 510 minutes. She was on call with me for 3 hours, till the power came back. Now when the power went out, once it happened that the power went out and she was very scared, and I got a call from her and she was very scared. She spoke in a very slow voice, and I am asking her what happened. She said, that friend, there is a thing roaming in our house like this, and it is running here and there, and the thumping of its feet is making my head spin right now, and I have been seeing it for a long time, and that thing is not stopping. Now it was night time, and the light was out. I also obviously used to talk to her at night by moving away from home, that is, the house where the family members used to cry, because there were family members, so I was our friend. But you know, family members think of wrong things, so I also felt ashamed of that thing that I should not talk in front of family members. Now, I was sitting outside in the lounge of my house and talking, and she is telling me this whole story. Then, suddenly, her breathing became fast on the phone, and she sounded like a little scream. So I said, friend, what has happened? I mean, if there is a big issue, then tell me, I will come. Otherwise, if I catch someone with me, if there is a lot of problem at this time, then I will bring a friend with me. I will pick up someone and bring him. She said, no, you are not here right now. Things have become very bad here. I said, why did you scream just now? What happened? She said, someone pulled my gold. She was wearing a gold chain round her neck. Someone pulled the chain very forcefully in the dark. So I said, friend, it means the matter is very bad right now. So either you read this ayatul curse, etc. Right now, whatever you want to do it. They come to the point about the books, that those were some papers, old type of books, she said. The same friend, I think that's it. Because of books. These things are not leaving our lives, so I don't know whether I suggested or someone else suggested that you burn it. Someone suggested that you throw it in the canal. So anyway, it was decided that we burn it. We went to its roof. Well, those papers were lying on its roof. There is a room built on the roof. It is called Mamti, here in Lahore, Punjab. It was always locked. Before this, we had gone to its roof only once in life, and that too at night. And there was a lot of fear on the roof too. It used to give a very strange vibe. We all went to its roof, and it was the time after Maghrib, or maybe it was the time before Maghrib. It was about to be Maghrib. We all went, and 3-4 people came upstairs. I think we were 3 boys, and she was alone. We went upstairs. It was her father's room. Her stuff, etc., was kept there. Her father was not there. We opened its lock, took out the papers and books from there, poured petrol on it after taking it out from the bike, and he burnt it, menaged by. As soon as he lit it, he threw it with a matchstick. That means we all were lying on the ground, and what do you say? We were standing all around, and this one is also far away. We were also 2-3 steps behind, and when he poured petrol, we put a matchstick on it and threw it. We felt a lot of heat. Even today, I felt as if we had kept a lot of stuff and burnt it, and it was not in kilos. It would be stuff in tons, about 1.5 tons, some such stuff. We placed it in the middle and lit it. It emitted so much heat, and she was standing quite far away. The fire did not reach her. It did not reach us either. You know that. When petrol is poured on something and it is set on fire, its heat and fire emanates upwards, and it emanates upwards only. But when we burnt it, we noticed that all her front hair was coming off. When we went down, all of it came into her hands. Almost all of her front hair was burnt. It was burnt so much that it means that the skin inside the head has started to show a little. Anyway, she cried a lot on that, and even after that, these matters did not end at her house, and slowly, then, her matters worsened so much that slowly her band also broke, and I was not a part of her band anyway. His band broke up in the middle, and then some other things also started happening, and slowly these things stopped happening, and we stopped going there, and after that it became his life, and everyone else got busy in their own lives. So this was a story which we have not understood properly till date, but we became eyewitnesses to it, but we did not understand it properly. A solemn welcome menage by. This is a story from a long time ago. My mother and father had not migrated. That means they lived in Karachi from the beginning. My father did his graduation. Then Lux Company had just been launched here. So father was on the post of general manager all over Pakistan, and my maternal grandfather also had the same business. When he was in this hotel, he had a rental car business. So all the British who came had to go somewhere, to hotels or for sightseeing. They used to rent cars from Nana's rent-a-car office. Anyway, my mother and father had not seen migration, meaning they were in Karachi and were prosperous. Mashallah, Nana's business was also running very well, and Abba was also in a very good position. So my grandfather decided that it was the first marriage of our family after 1947. That means at that time, Abba was Nana's nephew and Amma was his waiting wife earlier. So he got them married. After their marriage, Nana also built a house for them in J&K, a brand new 0-meter double-story house. So there was prosperity. Alhamdulillah. Then my father left that job and went to London. So the story is that my mother got married at a very young age, meaning she got married at the age of 12. Then they had a daughter. After a year, there was a little something. She lived for a day, she died. Then there was no second baby. So what do you call that baby whom Amma used to take care of? So one day Amma tells me that, I took her to bathe. There was no laundry area in the kitchen like it used to be in the old days. So they did not bathe her there. They took off her clothes and her frock. Vest. Andy took off the shorts and kept him aside, bathed him, wrapped him in a towel and took him inside the room, changed his clothes and put him to sleep. I found that where I had bathed him in the shed, his clothes were kept there so that I could wash them and put them back. I saw that everything was missing. His clothes, soap, everything that he was wearing. Anyway, it was okay. This happened to our house because our mother's house was a corner house and sweepers used to come. My mother was so kind-hearted that she used to take care of everyone. Whether it was a sweeper or a beggar or anyone like that, she would never let them go empty-handed. So, a sweeper used to come to our street. His name was Raza. He was a Hindu. His name was Raza. So after cleaning, etc., he came to Uma's place. There was a footpath next to the house. They had made a ring on which people used to come and sit. Children used to play. Small kids of the neighborhood, he used to come every day. So Oma used to give him lunch, food and water. She used to give him this every day and he used to call my Oma Boji. So one day, Oma gave him a footpath to give him food. He was sitting silently and smoking a bidi. So Amma said to him that take food from the king. He immediately said no, as if I am a failure. He looked at me startled. I said, what happened? Wait. Why are you so upset? Why are you so worried? He just said, I am very worried. I said, what is the problem? He said, I have a problem. Amma said, first you eat your food, then tell me your problem. Then he ate the food. Then he called from the door inside, Baji, I have eaten my food. Then Amma came out. Then Amma, I spread the chair on my side. Say to him, yes, now tell me what is the problem. So he said that it is my daughter's wedding. She is engaged to my sister's son and it has been for years since her engagement. Now he agreed that he wants her to get married. So Amma said, then do it. So he said, how can I do it? I don't have anything. I don't have money for the ship or for clothes or for the food of the guests. So Amma said, no, you make preparations. And it is for next month, so it will be next month only. So he looked at Amma in surprise and said that Allah will do, inshallah. All the arrangements will be made. You make preparations, and Amma gave him some money to start the preparations. Well, this is how it happened that his daughter got married. We also went. He had brought 2 baskets, so our whole family had not gone. He had not got food prepared for all his guests from any Muslim cook or even from a Muslim cook. When we went there, his entire community was sitting on mats in the whole street and eating food. He had arranged food for us in a Muslim house. Even the food was being served to us by Muslims. The family members of that house were Muslims. Anyway, he got married and as a routine, he got back to work. So what do you say? When he came, Amma gave him food in the same way. So as to give him food, he held Amma's feet. Amma thought that maybe he must be thinking that I have got his daughter married and so he should not hold her feet like that. Amma said that this is not done in our religion and don't make this mistake. You should get up. Amma stopped him and got him up and told him to sit on the footpath. I asked him to sit on the platform that was made. He sat down. Omar asked him what happened. He started crying and said that I have done a lot of injustice to you. I have done a lot of cruelty to you. But what injustice have I done? I mean this. It's okay, don't go away, sister. You don't know that I have done a lot of injustice to you, and you were so nice. You helped me in my bad times, got my daughter married, and took so much care of me. All the work was done so happily, otherwise my sister had broken the engagement. Then my sister's relationship would also have ended, and my daughter's engagement would also have been broken. Then how wrong it would have been. So anyway, he kept crying. Then Omar consoled him. Aman said, "What is the matter? Why are you getting upset?" Then he told that yes, here it is obvious that those Aman people, so they were already living there. So when they migrated, then the close people of his family also came and settled in those houses. So when they saw that Omar is so happy, her husband is in England. Like him, her father also has a business of rental cars, and she is very fond of money. Then Nama started getting jealous, as if that lady, and now they gave some money to that Ranja, obviously. He was a Hindu, that is, he was a Hindu sweeper, so what do you say? He gave him the money and said that I want black magic done. Then he asked why. Then he said that there is someone like this and he must have taken Ima's name. She is saying that she wants to do black magic on him. Well, she lured him that she will give me this money so that he can get this work done for me. I am very troubled because of this woman, so-and-so, whoever had to say to him, he said, and he engaged her in his talks and got the work done from her. Then he told me that by G, your so-and-so relative was jealous of you, and she did not make me do black magic. And your daughter died, nor the other one. What was the reason for her death? You know, it is not according to the will. Allah has taken away the things of Allah. I don't know anything. So I said that she did black magic on me, so I was surprised. I said, who would do black magic on me? So I said that she is from your family. I mean, she is a close relative. And she was very jealous of you, and she got the work done by me, and I also did this out of greed for money. But I am very ashamed. Forgive me, if you forgive me. Everything will be fine. I am very ashamed. Omar did not believe it, but she said that when I had got this place built, there was a place on the side. That means the ground was made like a carrot. So she said that I had that pot here. Well then, she dug and took out that pot. It had such a bad smell, and inside it, there was a doll made of cloth with needles. In its eyes, stomach, and everywhere, in the soles of the feet. There were needles stuck everywhere. They were not like small egg balls on the stomach. They were stuck all over the stomach. Like what else do you say? The whole organs of the goat, including its liver and lungs, were there, and even my sister's clothes were missing. That is, the yellow-colored frock, her vest, her shorts, and even the soap that was in the pot had been eaten by insects. That was the incident. I don't even recognize it. Yes. My daughter's frog was moving around, and this was that. Then she told me that this woman had made me do black magic. Anyway, Amma. She apologized to her, and Amma forgave her. Amma said, obviously, you did it out of greed, but it caused a great loss. And Amma was also obviously young. At the age of 14 or 15, she had a second daughter. So she did not even get that. Much that is, she forgot in her childhood. Moshahala and Allah had blessed her with children. Anyway, then Allah gave her the opportunity, and that woman's work started. Then Allah means only Allah does it. Yes, it is not in the control of humans. Nothing is in their control. Then she got mouth cancer. It was such a dangerous cancer that she lived for 2 years. She was suffering from that problem, and in the end, this happened. She did not drink water for many months. She did not drink water for about 1.5 months, and she used to scream and cry. Her voice used to echo in the whole neighborhood that give me a glass of water. Give me a sip of water. Give me a sip of water. She kept getting treated. Anyway, as it is meant for everyone's treatment, she was admitted in the hospital. Then, her daughter-in-law told her, although our mother did not tell us that she got it done. But one day her daughter-in-law told this to Amma, that auntie, my mother-in-law. When she was passing away, she was in so much pain, her tongue had come out for a week, and just like this. She breaks her tongue and writhes in pain. Like this, her tongue had come out and she was writhing and screaming that give me a sip of water, give me a sip of water. But she did not get to drink even a sip of water. And then, in great pain, she breathed her last. A Malvi was called. He read the Quran, read Yasin, asked Allah for forgiveness on her behalf, and anyway, she passed away. So look, she caused pain to someone. Amma was young, Allah took her children from her. This is how it had to happen. But see how the Makafat Amal started, that she was in so much pain and got afflicted with mouth cancer, and Uma did not tell us her name. She just mentioned who she was. She was so-and-so. She used to live in the neighborhood like this. She was a relative. She is someone else. Then she died in so much pain. So the purpose of saying this is that he did black magic only to make Amma suffer. Amma, who is happy and content. So due to his jealousy, he killed her child. So this jealousy is a very bad thing. One should pray to Allah all the time. Pray for good for yourself. It is better to pray to Allah for yourself than to do bad to someone else. Then Allah will bless you with the same things. Yes, Assalam. Walaikum hahas. I was just looking at your hospital. In that you had said that if anyone has any story related to the hospital, then yes, this is my personal experience. This happened to me. Anyway, my life is full of it. Along with paranormal incidents, I will tell you more of my stories in the future. If you want, you can also tell your words. If you want, you can take my voice live with the changes. It so happened that I have 2 sons. I was expecting a younger son, and I think it was my 3rd month, and I was going through a lot of difficult domestic situations, as is the case with us. The in-laws have their own attitudes, but so I was also going through all of that, and I had some weaknesses. My elder son was 1.5 years old, I think. So there was a lot of weakness and a lot of stress. I used to have a lot of anxiety due to domestic situations. My blood pressure used to be high. So there was a doctor's clinic near our house. Both the husband and wife were doctors. The husband had a children's clinic, and the woman was a gynecologist herself. I used to go to him to get my BP checked and to discuss my early phase issues with him and for consultation. He told me that since there is a lot of weakness and this is the first trimester, it would be better if you get drips so that there are no further complications. So I used to go for drips daily. My husband used to drop me to the clinic, and after starting the drip, he used to drop my elder son to my mother. Mother's house was nearby. I think it was a 10-minute drive. So he used to drop his son there and then come to the clinic to meet me. So this continued for 2-3 days. On the last day, he put the drip just like that, and as soon as he removed the drip, the doctor asked me to come to his room so that he could prescribe some medicines to me. I got up and went to his room, which was 2 rooms opposite to each other in the corridor. I went and sat on his stool, which is with the doctors. I sat there. After that, I felt as if I was going down somewhere. There was a deep well in which someone had thrown me, and I was just going down. After that, I don't know. After that, what I saw and felt in that well was that it was like there was an open field. It was the time of Mograb, or you can say the time of Fajr, in which there is redness in the sky, and it was a completely deserted area, and there was an open jeep on which there was no hood, no roof. It was open from above, and I was being taken in it, and there were some creatures around me who were obviously not humans, but I was not clear as to how they were, but I was being taken away as if they had kept me in their pocket and were taking me away, and I was witnessing all that. And then suddenly a voice comes saying, "Who have you brought? I didn't tell you to bring him. This voice has come." And I have suddenly regained consciousness. Now I have regained consciousness. One have taken a deep breath, so I have regained consciousness. I don't remember that, but I have suddenly regained consciousness, and my husband and the lady doctor, who was around me, had also called her husband, and even the other lady patients there were standing around me in a crowd and were just looking at me. My husband has not told me till date that the face that you people saw in me, how did you see it, whether it was mine? They did not tell me till date, even at that time. It was obvious that he was already under stress. He did not want to get any other shock. But what I felt was that my pulse had stopped. My heartbeat had probably stopped completely, or whatsoever happened to me at that time, and the doctor panicked and called her husband. He used to sit in another room. That male doctor was a very veiled lady, so she called her husband alone. Whatever he did to me after coming, I don't know. So this is my experience. I sat up, and now what exactly was all this? I feel as if I have also touched a world and have come back. I take Quran courses. They discussed it with my teachers as well. I asked them also that if it was an angel who was taking my soul, but they said that they were not asked to bring it. So how can it be that angels make a mistake? Angels do not make mistakes. Now I don't know what my experience was, so this was my personal one, which I wanted to share with you. There are many other things in my life which I have seen, very tough life. Whatever kept happening with me in this context, I will tell you about it in some other audio, inshallah. For now, it was my wish to tell you this. Hello, Assalam, Walaikum Nas. Bye. I have joined you from Karachi, and these days I have been watching your live stream a lot. So I thought I should also share some of my incidents which have happened with me at my mother's house. So I want to share the first one with you first, because I have a very sharp memory about it. So basically, this thing is that when I was in grade 6 or 7, I was sleeping on the side with my parents, and suddenly my eyes open in the middle of the night. It was around 11 o'clock, and I could hear the sound of a song continuously. Today, in the beginning, I ignored it, thinking that it is coming from the neighbors, because the window was open. So it often happens that a song is going on, or someone is singing. In this way, for a good world, I ignored, but I started to understand that the song is coming from inside and not from outside. And then I paid a little more attention, and I could not even understand the language, but trust me, it was such a melodious voice, such a lovely voice, that I could not even divert my attention. And then I realized that the voice is not coming from outside, but from inside, and is coming from very close. So I removed the sheet and looked sideways. That brother, what is it that is coming from our room? That is, obviously, we all were sleeping, so how can the sound come from the room? Well, my eyes fell on the time, so it was the same 12 o'clock. But I ignore it for a while. But when I start hearing it more loudly and the sound does not stop, then I again start looking at my room. Now, believe me, in a short time I feel that there is someone in front of me. But when I offered, honestly, I saw a girl sitting with curly hair who was wearing a frock. and she was continuously looking at the bathroom door, which was in front. She did not see me, but she was looking there, and it felt as if she was the one singing. Well, I obviously did not understand anything. I was very scared. My condition had become a little strange. Now, when I panicked, I tried to wake up my mother, but they were sleeping deeply, so I felt very strange. I said, "How did this happen in our room?" I understood that there was some creature, some entity, but I felt that I was seeing her like this. What would I have done so that he would stop, or I would not understand anything? Believe me, I was a kid, and obviously kids get scared seeing such things, so I was scared too. But I think I was awake the whole night, and the sound of that song did not stop, and neither did that girl move from there. I think in a short time, just like you kids who are sleeping on the side, you come in the middle. I jumped in the middle or did something like that. And I came in the middle out of fear and covered myself with a sheet and slept so that I don't see him anymore. I was so scared of this that I couldn't understand anything. I just covered myself with a sheet and jumped in between mummy and daddy and slept. When I woke up in the morning, obviously I was very scared. I thought of sharing it, but I didn't, because I was very scared of this, so I thought of ignoring it. I also had an idea that no one would believe me because it was not making sense. Even if I had told my parents, they would have said that it was your illusion or there was no such thing, so I let it go. Then there was another incident that I was sleeping in my room, which we 4 sisters shared in the afternoon. Believe me, I felt like I was in deep sleep, and I felt as if someone had put pressure on my chest, and I woke up suddenly, and I became absolutely still. I could not speak, and I could not move. It was a scene of sleep paralysis with me, but I did not understand how this happened to me suddenly. I must have been in grade 4 at that time, because I remember this very well. I had sleeper analysis for the first time, and alhamdulillah, it never happened after that. But I still remember that I was very young, and I was sleeping in the afternoon in that room which was next to Ami's room, and there I had my first attack of sleep paralysis, and I felt so strange that after some time, I think after 10 to 15 minutes, my body relaxed, and then I started moving, or I was able to speak something. Otherwise, you know the condition you get in sleep paralysis. I was in the same condition. I was not able to speak anything. Well, I wanted to recite Kalma. I was not able to do anything. Swa was the very first time with me when this scene of sleep paralysis happened. Apart from that, once all of us sisters were sleeping in the afternoon or evening. We were lying down, so no, sorry, it was in the morning. When you wake up in the morning, we 3 sisters were sleeping on the top and I was in the middle. I actually felt on my bed as if someone had approached me forcefully, and on my bed, believe me, there were handprints of that thing. What should I say? Approaching prints. It was not a hand, but it was something else, but it was on my bed in ... pattern, and I could see those 4 or 5 steps on my bed. So I felt a little weird. I said, as if someone had approached. Apart from that, I also felt as if someone was pulling my leg. Then I was roaming in my house like this in the afternoon, or I don't know, at some time. So when it was our dining room, I said I will go here, and inside there was a drawing room, so I said I had some work from there. So as I passed by, I was held on the table, and a voice came, and I got so scared that obviously the guy would run away from the room. I ran away. Then there is another incident related to this place that I was in grad school. My friends used to come to my house very often, so we used to spend the whole day and night in the same room, in the corner of the drawing room. We 6 or 8 girls used to stay there, be it listening to songs or dancing, as kids spend time. This is what used to happen at that time. There was no such era of phones, so we used to sit and chat, play songs, do a little freestyle dance once. So this is what we were doing, and you will think that we were in the drawing room, and the drawing room is not connected to the dining room. So there are glass doors in the middle through which you can see through, meaning you can see face to face. So one of my friends was dancing crazy. Suddenly she screams. We scream for real, and she says that we were obviously worried. We turned off the music and we were like that. What did we do? She got so scared. She is saying that there is someone in front, and we say what has happened. We just lie to her. We say, you have gone mad. There is nothing like that, what? And she is literally being so retained. She is saying that no, I have seen someone in front of me. There is someone, and that scream was so loud that obviously my family members also got disturbed and came. We also got worried. She told the same thing to us, and she told the same thing to my family members. Well, anyway, we let this thing go. Apart from that, there were also a lot of sounds of footsteps in that house. I mean towards the corridor. And at night, from the kitchen, as if sounds were coming, as if someone is playing with the utensils or someone is washing the utensils. Once in fact it happened to us that I and my sister were sitting in my mother and father's room, and from above it seemed as if the roof was being used for something. From mother and father's room a sound came as if they were doing something with a hammer, and it was non-stop, and almost like you say that there is some construction going on somewhere. Who is doing the construction and who is doing the hammer work at 1 to 2 o'clock in the night, and it is coming exactly from the roof. It is not coming from anywhere nearby or from far away. It is coming from the roof. Well, obviously it is our house. We used to feel such things, but we never let these things dominate us so much. In fact, if I tell you one more thing, 2 years ago, or about a year ago, my sister is very fond of going to the roof. So she often goes there at night or in the morning at Fajr. Although one should not go like this. But it just so happened that she went to the roof at the time of Fajr. Probably the weather was good. It was raining. You imagine that she has come down, and she is hearing the voices of 2 people. The terrace and the lounge were such that after climbing the stairs from the lounge, there was the terrace above. So she must have come from above, meaning she must have come from the terrace, and when she locked the door, she heard the voice of 2 women as if they were discussing with her, and was saying that, look, she has gone up and she will be coming now, and my sister kept hearing the voice of such communication between 2 women for almost exactly 15 to 20 minutes. She would say that which woman would be up at 6 to 7 o'clock, because my Bobby and she live in the first portion, so they are obviously in their own portion. We used to live in the second one, and Amma and her family do not wake up so early. No one wakes up anyway at that time. It was 6 o'clock. And it is not like that 2 women would wake up and talk at 6 o'clock. I was also sleeping in my room. Amy was also sleeping, and Bobby was also sleeping downstairs. So there was nothing like that. But he definitely felt that 2 women were talking and discussing him when he went upstairs, and it was a proper conversation. Anyway, he got so scared that initially he did not come down, but when the voice suddenly disappeared, he immediately came down, and he got so scared that when it was morning, he discussed this matter with us. But our mother does not let these things get to his head so much, and neither does she talk about this. She says nothing like this happens, and forget it. But we people believe honestly, mine and my sisters. We believe a lot, so our mother does not let us study much in these things. Anyway, another thing is that we had a 3rd room in our second portion. We were sleeping there, and my sister, who is married, had come to stay. Their younger children had also come with them. The younger one was about 4 years old. He was sleeping in the middle, I was on one side, my sister was on one side, and the younger child was sleeping in the middle. It must have been around 2 to 3 in the middle of the night. He suddenly woke up screaming and pointed in front that there is someone there. There is someone there, and his eyes were closed. Well, I got scared because in the middle of the night, a child suddenly woke up screaming. We were all sleeping, and as soon as he woke up, he immediately said, "There is someone there." I got scared. I thought that maybe he must be pretending. He has said this. Otherwise, why would anyone say this? But anyway, we ignored this thing too. But obviously, a fear gets in your mind that there must be something, or else why would anyone say this? So there are many such incidents that have happened with us in our homes, specifically there, and these are small things that I shared with you. There are many more facts which are not coming to my mind right now, but whatever was coming to my mind, I am sharing it with you. And thank you so much for your time. Khuda Hafiz. My name is Oli Hadar, and I belong to Mandi Bodan area of Punjab. This is basically a story about our Haveli in my village. My grandfather Abu and my maternal grandfather Abu are from the same family. We are cousins. So all of them had migrated from Kashmir to Punjab, and they came here and got land and other things allotted to them by the government, and among them, a Haveli was also allotted to them. You must understand that there was no mansion at that time, because these are things before my birth. I don't know much about them, but whatever information I got from my grandfather Abu and my sisters and cousins, my uncles, I am telling you on that basis that when this place was allotted to them, there were only 2 rooms in that entire place. This was about 1.5 kernel of land. You might know that the houses in Punjab and villages are very big. Like in terms of land and area, they are very big. But on their corners, there would be 2 rooms on one side, or at the most 3 to 4 rooms in a row. The rest of the front is a courtyard and veranda, and after that, they make a garden. Just like government quarters. Houses of this type of design are made in Punjab and villages. Similarly, they were allotted to rooms. So after some time, they renovated it, and they made the layout of that house in L shape, in which there was a single story on the ground floor, and they made around 11 rooms each, because mashallah, my uncles had 6 uncles, and my father had 7, and his 2 daughters had around 9 children. They had an idea that later they will get married. Then they will have children in future. So for this, keeping this in mind, they made a big house. It is very big. So when I was born, and I know that there were around 40 people, 42 to 43 people living in the same house, and mashallah, it is a very big house. So right now, I don't have its pictures, but if you tell me then, inshallah, I will ask my cousin to get them and send them to you. Anyway, when they were allotted that place, then they were not aware that the place is a bit big. The meaning of heavy is that there were some supernatural things at that place. According to the villagers, this place is a little heavy because they had migrated. They did not know much about that place, but when it was allotted to them by the government, they happily accepted it. Obviously, at that time the situation was such that whatever one gets, one says that one is thankful to Allah that he is getting it. So anyway, they took it and renovated everything there. So when they renovated it, now, after some time when our house was ready, according to my grandfather Abu, he told me that I was alive myself when I was born. When I gained consciousness, he told me that we had a room. So that room was basically made by my uncle, my grandfather for his son. But because the place was heavy, those things had made that room their abode. He had kept his entire family in that place, meaning they used to live there. There was one house and one above it. You must have seen that when a house is built in a village, then it is a single story, and above that roof a room is made, which we call chabara in Punjabi, that is, mumti. And below that, a proper big room is made so that for the security, like if there is any kind of threat like theft, then it did not happen in the village at that time. It used to happen. But there was no enmity or any fight or quarrel because such things happen a lot in our area. So keeping that in mind, most of the people of the village used to specially make a room on the roof which was called mumti, and Shabara used to say so that 1 or 2 persons can stay on it, and on top means if one person sleeps at night, the other can stay awake. It was built in this way. It was built with this thought in mind, so basically, according to them, the room downstairs, which was now a storeroom of sorts, had been made because now no one lived in it because of them, and the other one was mumti for them. You can say that it was given to them by our grandfather Babu, saying that you can keep it yourself, we don't need it. Well, there was this thing in the storeroom that we children had to keep because it was a single-story house. So now obviously you must have passed close to it to go to your room. It was all open, so we children were not allowed to go inside it. In any case, in the presence of any emergency, we were strictly forbidden from going there, that if by mistake someone was standing near that door, and if any elder saw him, he would be scolded so severely, sometimes even beaten. So we were very strictly instructed by Dada Abu that you people should not go inside that room. Well, my Dada Abu used to go inside that room. Apparently, the creatures that were in that room were not bad. Some were good, Janot, but we Dada Abu used to go inside. We used to read Quran pack inside that store. We used to offer our namaz. Only Dada Abu and no one from the house, even my grandmother, used to go there. So these were the things that we never saw there many times. I think I have seen that thing once in my life, but I am not sure whether it was just my dream. Did I witness that thing, or did I see that thing in my dream? Well, they never made us feel that they are living with us in the same house. Those things were not there. I mean, we never even thought about it. In childhood, we were not even told that these things exist. But when we came to know from brother and people who were elder cousins to us that all these things are present inside this house, well, for this Charara, it meant that we were not forbidden so strictly because we used to go to the roof to play cricket. So it was not forbidden so strictly, but it was forbidden. I used to get some exemption in that. Well, my brother had come because I had 6 sisters for sure, and the eldest sister, when I was 6 years old, she was married and she was about 22 and 21 years old. So my brother-in-law had come to our house. So when he came, Dadabu, his health was not good. So our village was about half an hour away from Mandi Body village. So he was admitted in a hospital there for treatment, meaning he was undergoing treatment. So my sisters had come. So one day, he insisted that we should sleep on the roof. So my parents were not there because he had set up his business in Rawalpindi. So my mother strictly refused. But obviously now, a guest came, and he was also a brother-in-law. So what is called son and wife. So he gave them a little respect, and said that okay, you can sleep, but do it in such a way that do not sleep on the side of the Shara. Now that Chabara side is such that its boundary wall, the room of ours which is built in Nuva Chabara, is also built at such a place that you can see the center of the village. I mean, inside the center there was our house, there was a mansion, and that square which is called Chowk. From there in front of our houses, I mean roads lead from there. Small roads, and there are 2-3 shops there. So it looks like a very lively place. If you stand there and look outside, then there are many people. There is a school as well that is the kind of thing they insisted that I listen on the roof. They did not say that I should listen near the courtyard. They said listen on the roof. So they said okay. At that time, our elder cousin, who was elder than me, my mother told them that you should sleep with him on the roof so that he does not feel scared alone. And secondly, if you are also there, then if he needs anything, whether it is water or anything, you people should come down and take it. Do not trouble him like he is a guest. And the brother-in-law of the house also means these brothers are also brothers. Well, there were two of my cousins at that time. They were about 30 and 14 years old, and they went to the roof. But they also knew about all these things. So what they did was that they were scared. My mother was their aunt, the eldest in the house, so they could not ignore her words. So they went. Well, later, my brother-in-law insisted that he climbed our stairs, where my four mothers they had placed the cots on the bed, so there was no provision for air there, because there were same walls of houses nearby. They said that there is no air here. I should go to the Chobara side, where everything is open. I will get air. I will sleep there. So they said that you don't sleep there. He insisted, so they said, okay, it's your wish. So they went away after fighting with them, I mean scaring them. They were kids, and they told them not to tell this to their aunt downstairs. So they went away. So when they went, according to them, we were already asleep downstairs. It must have been around 2 or 3 time. It was middle of the night. So he came downstairs, screaming and running. So my mother made him sit and gave him water to drink and asked him what was happening. Did anything else happen? Did you witness anything? Did you see any bad dreams? She asked him the way mothers ask him. He said that I was sleeping and was very scared. So it took him a long time to recover. So he says that I was sleeping. So I insisted on her putting my cot over there, and I went there to sleep. My mother scolded him for that, but now he is telling that I was lying there. So he says that when I was lying down, I kept using my phone for some time. I kept talking on my phone. Then I kept my phone aside and got ready to sleep. So someone felt that my cot is not on the ground. It is not stable, the way things become unstable. I felt that maybe the place where I have kept the cot is a little up or down, because that way it means that some pebble must have come under the base, that is, under its base. So because of that, it is becoming unstable. So they said that I felt that it is becoming unstable. So I got up and looked. I saw that my cot was about 4 to 5 feet high, and I could not see anyone. I felt so. They say that at first I thought that some child or the boys who came with me are playing mischief in this thing. So I started scolding them. But I looked on my right. There is no one on the right. Now, if a person is 3 to 4 feet above, then it is unstable. The cot was unstable. So the person does not move himself so that I do not fall. So he says that I used to try to see from here to the right, but I could not see anyone from below. On the left, if he could not see from below, I felt that those boys were harassing me. Well, now he says that I kept screaming for 3 to 4 minutes. Then suddenly, my cot, which was 3 feet high from the ground, got up and went straight on top of the roof that was built above our cot. And when it went on top of it, then I was convinced that this is something else. Those boys cannot do this. So suddenly, he says that someone caught me and holding my shirt. He lifted me in the air and threw me down, and he slapped me so hard. He slapped me so hard that I felt that 5 to 6 people were beating me together. Just like you were suddenly attacked in a fight. That kind of situation happened with them. So it is said that now I felt so much hurt. I was screaming by then. So it must have been 3 to 4 minutes. All this happened to them in around 3 to 4 minutes. It is said that on hearing that voice, my cousins also came running to this side. So they saw him. His head was bruised, his clothes were torn, and brought him down. When they brought him down, they told their mother about it. Mother said that no. I mean, we know that there are some such things in this house, but they never bothered you like this. Did they do something like this? Did they disturb you? Right, they also had the idea because they were family members. They used to come and go to that house, but they said that I felt the need to go to the toilet. So now our mansion is very big. It is a mansion of about 1.5 canals. Now they say that I did not feel like coming down from the roof. You know that in villages, toilets are not in the rooms. They are not attached to the rooms, so they are built at a little distance. So they say that I had to walk quite a distance. So I said that this corner of ours is against the wall. I do my urge there. I mean, I use the toilet there. So I did the same. I was lying down for a while. So after some time, this incident happened with me. So this is one incident that happened in our mansion. There are many other incidents. If I tell them individually, then if I tell them all together, then it will become a very long story. Inshallah, slowly, I will tell you every specific incident about the mansion which we still have, and even now, these were the incidents inside it with him. Let's go. Thank you. Goodbye.